Everybody. So I'm going to share with you a time in my life that happened about 10 years ago. I was 25 years old. I found myself in the midst of a divorce from a toxic, abusive marriage. In this relational turning point, I needed to find a renewed sense of purpose. I found it in volunteering and giving of myself in a different way. A relational turning point is defined as a transformative event that alters the relationship in a fundamental way. When I use relational turning point, I'm talking about the relationship with myself. I needed to find myself in this new way of being outside of my marriage. So around 26, 27 years old, I became a mentor to a 9-year-old little girl named Anna Ruby that you can see in the picture there. This changed the course of my life. On our first date, we carved pumpkins together and got to know each other. It was a little bit awkward, but through mindful listening, attending, and prompting, Anna Ruby and I bonded and formed an intimate friendship. Mindful listening is defined as giving careful and thoughtful attention and responses to the messages we receive. Attending is defined as a psychological process where needs, wants, desires, and interests determine what is attended to. Prompting is defined as involving using silence and brief statements of encouragement to draw others out. Bonding is defined as symbolic public gesture. And intimacy is defined as a state of close union, contact, association, or acquaintance. Anna Ruby and I shared many adventures together. We had the opportunity to be playful, lighthearted, and have fun. You see here we did a lot of arts and crafts. It was Christmas. We built a gingerbread train. We decorated stockings for each other. We celebrated her birthday. I went to her basketball games. We went to Raging Waters, SeaWorld. We took fun pictures together. That's another Halloween that became our tradition. Anna Ruby and I looked a lot alike. A lot of people thought she was my daughter, and you can see how close we became through our relationship. Um, there was a lot of fun that was had, and there were also moments of self-disclosure for Anna Ruby. She would share her family dynamic with me and her family system. Family system is defined as a group of interdependent individuals that interact and adapt together as a whole. She would tell me about her role in the family. Role is defined as a set of expectations about how to communicate. So Anna Ruby is one of 5 children, and Uncommon Good was a program that encouraged children, kids, to go to college that are from low-income families. Anna Ruby's story is her parents were going through a really nasty divorce. Her father was very abusive, verbally and physically, and all of the kids had to be subjected to this way of living. And Anna Ruby is the 4th child, and she's the oldest girl. So she took on the role of caretaker in the home. She would help take care of her younger sister. She would help her mother around the house and cleaning up and that sort of thing. One of her brothers she was very close to, who was very supportive of her. The other 2 older brothers, she had that sibling rivalry, and the dynamic within the house was very tumultuous, and it was a safe space for her to talk about those things. And through sincere questioning, I was able to draw out more details from Anna Ruby and support her through these tough situations she was living in. Sincere questioning is defined as aimed at understanding others, and supporting reveals a listener's solidarity with the speaker's situation. So I was able to give compassion and support to Anna Ruby on these tougher issues and get her out of those places, that place that she lived in, and have a little bit of fun and just be that safe space for her. This last slide is of her 16th birthday. She came out to visit me. We went paddleboarding. I took her on a friend's boat. She had a great time. She would not take a picture with me. But this was about 2.5 years ago. And through this project, I've reached out to her again, and we intend to meet and have lunch. And she's in college now, and so am I. So we'll be able to bond in her life now and share. where we've been and what we've done. I'm really excited about that. Um, this experience with Anna Ruby helped me to realize my natural affinity towards helping others, and I have actually made it my life's work. Um, Affinity is defined as the degree to which people like or appreciate one another. For me, this is a lot of others, a lot of people that I appreciate and want to help. So, in the next few slides, I want to show you some of the things that I've done because of this experience that have encouraged me to get out there and help other people. I have collaborated with so many communities and great people, and I've had so many wonderful experiences through helping other people. Collaborate is defined as seeking a win-win to conflict, showing a high degree of concern for both yourself and others. This next slide, this is Monday Night Mission. I worked with them when I first moved out to Los Angeles, and they feed the homeless 6 days a week. It's usually peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and bottled water. However, they try to feed as many hot meals as they can. It's all donation based. This next one is one of my favorites. This is Share a Meal. It is a lunch truck that rolls vegetarian burritos 5 days a week in different places in the greater Los Angeles area. They pass them out to the homeless with bottled water. It's all donation based, so it's really awesome when we get dog food so we can feed the animals out there with their owners living on the streets. Wonderful community of people. I traveled to Tecate, Mexico in 2014 and built a house for a low-income family of 4 with 1 on the way. This was life-changing and transformative, as you can imagine. I also run for a little girl with a big disability. Her name is Grace. I ran the Tinkerbell run with my best friend, and we sent them, our buddies, the things that we got from the race. That was a fun video I couldn't get to play through this media that I'm recording on. I also donate blood to CHLA for children that are fighting for their life. The Giving Spirit is another favorite of mine. I actually worked on the outreach team for a couple of years. We go out twice a year and provide survival kits to our homeless brothers and sisters on the streets in hopes that they will be able to find the resources they need to better their lives and hopefully get off the streets. This particular young woman was just kicked out of a homeless shelter with her 8-month-old son. We provided a lot of help and assistance to them to get them off the streets. We're hoping that they are still doing okay. Lastly, earlier this year, I traveled to Cambodia through an organization called Heart Touch. We worked with HIV positive kiddos at an orphanage. This was truly life-changing and one of my favorite things that I've gotten to do. So this sweet little boy, Rithi, he loved to do my hair and he was my buddy. We were always holding hands, and it was an amazing experience. So I've been exposed to so many amazing people and experiences that have really cracked my heart wide open to humanity. Empathy is what drives me as I have faced my own struggles, and I've made it my personal goal to put a smile on as many people's faces as possible. Empathy is defined as accepting another's feelings and putting yourself in another's place. This project came to mean a lot to me. I didn't realize at first what it was going to mean to me or what point in my life I wanted to choose. But when I landed on this, I realized it was exactly the right thing to do. Through life, we get busy working over full time and going to school full time. I've lost the luxury of being able to go out and help people that I really want to be out there helping. That reminds me of who I am and brings me back to my core and my center. So through this, I have remembered where I started and where I've been, and I want to make it a point to volunteer at least once a month. It used to be weekly, but once a month is something, and I think it will bring a lot of joy back into my life. If you have any questions about any of the things that I've talked about, I hope you'll reach out. Again, I just want to give of myself as I've been on the other end of that, and know what it feels like to struggle. So I hope you enjoyed and have a great winter and Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Seriously? Stop recording. Stop. I know that I'll eventually get this to open. I'm pretty sure this is a good one though. Thank you.